So I'm just going to dive straight into this. This is the lesson that I chose. The title is Ancient Egyptian Museum. My name is Emily Arnold, and I'm doing Social Studies 6th grade. And the standard that I chose was compare characteristics, contributions, and achievements of early river valley civilizations. And we're mainly going over Egypt right now. And the core standard is World History Beginnings of Civilization through 1500 CE. Students will analyze key historical periods, patterns of change over time, and ways people view, construct, and interpret the history of nations and cultures of the world. So my objective is students will design and construct a museum display and write a descriptive and informative piece that demonstrates their knowledge and understanding of the ancient culture of Egypt with 100% accuracy. The anticipatory set, so my hook for this is going to go something like, have you ever been to a museum before? Because we're creating a museum in our classroom, that's why. And I'll ask them to tell me what it was like, and I'll listen to their answers, and then I'm going to say, just to get them excited about this, well, we are going to be turning this classroom into a museum using our knowledge about ancient Egypt. Then I will remind them that we have already discussed ancient Egypt and that we've looked over everything for that. And then I say, now we will be reviewing this amazing information that we have learned by creating and designing an ancient Egyptian museum project. Get excited because this will be a fun project for you to use what you've already learned about the Egyptians. So then I have this list of different projects because I don't want everybody to do the same thing. I want them to be able to choose what best suits them and what they're the most interested in throughout ancient Egypt. So I give a few examples. I'm not going to read all of these, but I'm going to list some of them. The first one is geography of Egypt, and so like an example of doing a project about this would be creating a map on a poster board that illustrates the Nile River and share its impact on Egypt. Then I do another one is mummification. This can be super interesting for them because they could even bring in a doll that's wrapped in toilet paper, and pretend that it's a mummy, and then share the process of mummification and why it was practiced in ancient Egypt by providing a speech. Then the pyramids, that's super interesting. And then I really like down here, I chose right here, choose a pharaoh, and the example of this would be explain the role of a pharaoh in ancient Egypt and his accomplishments, I can't talk, and downfalls by creating a Facebook page for him. So I have a picture later in this lesson plan, and it's really cool how they can do that and make it fun. Then they can even go into astronomy, medicine, fashion, sports, food, anything, because I want this to be interesting for them and something that they kind of care about, and bring it into what they like, but also researching about Egypt and ancient Egyptians. Sorry, I'm outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's loud out here. Okay, and then obviously I have an option for your choice, so they can choose something if they're not interested in any of that, and then it just has to be approved by me. So let's just move on. So then the guided instruction. I'll be providing a slideshow of examples for them to get an idea of what this will look like. I'll explain that they will be writing a one-page paper to describe what they created their museum exhibit about and why, what they have learned from this project, and what they believe make Egyptian culture so unique. Because this really is just focusing on culture and understanding Egypt. So then I'll explain to them that I want them to be as creative as possible and use any materials I think will be best for them. And yeah, so here we get into the pictures of examples, and I'll show this on a slideshow for them because I want them to be able to see what this looks like. So here's an example of the pyramids. This is the Facebook page right here. I like how they drew their own pharaoh. I can't read who that was, but yeah, and then they just do descriptions about who they are and posts about their downfalls or achievements, so that's pretty cool. And then here's the mummy. That's funny. And then the Nile River, and then here's just examples of poster boards because they can really just go all out. Here's a pyramid made out of Legos. See, they can use anything. So then the main key here is for them to do their projects at home, and then we'll work on the writing and research in class because, like I said before, I don't know if I did or not, but they will be writing a one-page paper over their project or their exhibit. So then the partner and small group, students will turn to a partner and discuss some ideas that they may have and jot down at least 3 ideas that they think will be exciting, most interesting for them. This is just brainstorming and figuring out what they think they're going to do this over, trying to get their foot in the door right there. And so I'll give them about 7 or 8 minutes to let them discuss because we gain knowledge by talking to people. So then independent practice, begin some research. So this is where they're going to take those 3 ideas, do a little bit of research, and then figure out which one they like best. And then closure, I'm going to just tell them, like, I hope this was a fun way for you all to represent what you have learned and in a way that you are interested in. I want you to be creative and as excited about this as I am. So then we get into adaptations, modifications, and interventions. And for students that are deaf, I would be wearing a microphone. And then students who are gifted, they could even choose 2 of those suggestions that I gave up above and like maybe mash them together to create something, or more than 2, whatever they want. I think that would be cool, and they could even write more than 1 paper if they want. Then students who are struggling with this can ask me for assistance. And also if I don't think that a student could write the full page paper, I would cut it down. And if they need help with resources for making the exhibit or project, then I will obviously help them out with that too. And then the technology integrated was a smartboard, microphone, Chromebooks. I didn't read this, but up here during independent practice, they'll be doing their research on Chromebooks. So assessment, I'll assess the students on these rubrics right here. And these are just the rubrics. One's for the writing prompt and one is for the museum exhibit. I'm just not going to read all of that because it'll take too much time. So the materials, honestly, like, I could have listed so much for materials, but I just limited because they could use anything they want, especially for their exhibit. So I listed poster board, cardboard, paper mache, shoebox, Legos, clay, styrofoam, paint, glue, markers, magazine, newspaper, anything, you know. Then my resources, notes from our ancient Egyptian discussion in class, because I want them to use those resources as much as they can, and then they can research on the internet into further research to help them, and then if they need any supplies, I will help them. Then we get into teaching strategies, which I plan on using class participation by doing this because it really focuses on students taking charge of their learning and letting them choose what they want to go further into. And then diversity. What I love about this is that it is very diverse. They can choose anything that they want within ancient Egypt, but they can choose anything they are passionate about. So I think that's cool because it can really show their personality. And then modes and methods. Technically, we'll be using all of these because it mainly focuses on kinesthetic because this is hands-on, project-based learning. But in order to receive their research, they'll have to watch a video, listen. That's visual and auditory. And then they can also read books, read websites, anything they need. Then we get into methods of teaching. So The main method that is used is a lecture method, I think. It may also be a brainstorming method because they're choosing their own projects, but yeah. Then the feedback to the students, I want them to ask me lots of questions, and I want to be able to provide them with answers and help them. And yeah. Communication with parents. I'll be sending a letter home, which I have farther down here. But basically, it's going to be about the project and letting them know that they're going to be doing this project at home, and I'm trying to suggest them to help their children, and I'll let them know that if they need any assistance with materials or anything, to let me know and I can send that home with their child. Or if they have extra materials at home, then they can send those with their child for students that may not have the materials. And so my reflection of this is that I really do love this project. I believe that it can be amazing. It was kind of hard to write a lesson plan over this because it's not like we can do this project in one day. It's not an easy thing. It'll take a week or two for them to finish these projects, and I probably could have found something shorter or easier, but I like it. So then teacher goal. My goal is for the students to design and construct a museum, display, and write a descriptive and informative piece that demonstrates their knowledge and understanding of the ancient culture of Egypt. I want them to be interested in displaying their knowledge. So here's my letter. Dear parents, family, today we discussed how much we have learned about the ancient Egyptians and how we are going to take our knowledge to the next level. And then I just go on, but yeah, I'm not going to read all of it, but yep, that's all of my lesson plan. Yeah, I hope that it was good.